Buonanotte. It is 1:30. We're in our hotel in Rome. We've only just got back. After the game we went to a bar to have something to eat and help some other Roma fans drown their sorrows. And the game finished, as you know, Roma 0, AC Milan 2. Goals from Cutrone and Calabria was enough to give the Rossonerri a win at the Stadio Olimpico. I've got to say, Gattusso's tactics caught Eusebio Di Francesco Roma cold. There's no other way to put it. His tactics outdone Di Francesco and Roma. I've got to say, before the game started, such a great optimistic atmosphere from the Roma Tifosi. We were sat on the curva sud. In the first half, Roma just created very little, as did AC Milan. You thought this was going to be a 0-0 draw. In the second half, Milan came out flying out the blocks and they caught Roma cold. Obviously Cutrone from the cross, obviously slotting past Alisson in the Roma goal. After that, Roma huffed and puffed, but they made so many basic mistakes. I've got to say, this man himself, Rossonerri, we know what a great player he is. Him, like many Roma players tonight, just not at the races. Of course, I was surprised when Di Francesco decided to go with Patrick Schick up front and leave Dzeko on the bench. That did surprise me. Cengizunda, not as effective as we've seen in recent games. Like the whole Roma team, really, it just seemed flat from the first half onwards. And when Milan scored that first goal, Roma just never looked like getting back into it. And then on 74 minutes, Calabria with a one-on-one with Alisson makes it 2-0. Roma's defence caught stationary yet again, and he was left with a simple chip over the goalkeeper. And at that stage, when we were sat in the cover sud, the atmosphere around us, you had one half of the cover sud constantly chanting Forza Roma, waving the flags throughout the game non-stop. The rest, the atmosphere was just poison, basically. A lot of unhappiness aimed at Gene Pallotta, Roma owner, and of course Eusebio Di Francesco, but I will say, the Rossoneri, who would have thought that, the last few years Roma have had the hoodoo over them, so for them to go to the Olimpico and win shows that Gattuso's side, he's got a togetherness, and this man, the Rossoneri captain, Leonardo Bonucci, he definitely led by example tonight. At half-time in the first half, I personally thought he was letting shit bully him around. I wasn't pleased with his first half performance. You saw that in the previous video, but in the second half, he showed that he's a leader. And that Rossoneri backline, they defended as a unit, moved out as a unit, and twice they caught Roma on the counter-attack, and it was a sucker punch. Now, away from the result, I have got to say I've never ever experienced a match like that ever in my life. All the games I've been to following my team, Nottingham Forest in England, I've been to Rochdale, Yeovil, I've been to the main derby against Derby and Forest. But getting into the Stadio Olimpico, the security was so tight. Obviously, we could only film so much. You couldn't even take selfie sticks in there. They were so strict, the security. 3 times we were searched on our way in. But when we got in, the atmosphere was unbelievable. And the Roma Tifosi sang the song Forza Roma, Forza Lupi. I think the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. It was something else. So I've got to say, we've done our first ever Serie A game now. Hopefully there'll be more to do at the Stadio Olimpico involving Roma, even AC Milan and any other team in the future. We've had the taste, now I think we've got the bug. So, but on the night in Football Matters, it belonged to AC Milan. They absolutely stunned Roma on their own ground. Bit of a poisonous atmosphere at the end, of course, from Roma Tifosi whistling, and obviously unhappy with Di Francesco and the way Roma performed. But you have to say the night belonged to Gattuso and the Rossoneri. Now, we need to get back in our suitcase because we got an early flight home in the morning. But tell us what you think. Have a look at all the videos. There'll be many videos we're going to post from our Roman time in Rome, in the Eternal City, before we go home, and even over the next couple of days. So tell us what you think of tonight's game, Roma 0, AC Milan 2. Don't forget to like, comment below, or subscribe to Talk Calcio TV on YouTube. I'm going to go unpack and then get some sleep. Buonanotte. Ciao.